Hey guys, so this is me just getting ready to start the submission process for the Red Race. Really excited to be doing this here. Hey, what's up, Red Race? This is me, Joey Electric, and I'm here creating this video as a submission to enter the Red Race. And I'm really excited about the possibility of having an opportunity to work with Q-Dance. So let's get started. Lulu, say hi. Say what's up, Q-Dance. Say Joey has been working so much on this. He's so excited and would be pumped to have Dog hanging out with him at one of the Q-Dance events, especially DEF CON 1. Just outside enjoying some of the weather. So when I'm not in the studio or doing music stuff, I love to go and walk the dog and just enjoy the beautiful New England weather. It's very fun. Yeah, so this is my old battle wagon that I use to get to the gigs and everything. There's definitely been times where this is a 1988 Cadillac, and there's definitely been times where I've driven to a gig and it's broken down. I've had to call a friend to help me and get me to the gig. It's ridiculous, but it's been reliable for the most part. But yeah, this is what I drive to get there, roll in, and maybe I'll have some Zatox just cranking and go from there. Yeah, so I want to participate in the Red Race because I was inspired by watching the Red Race last season and just seeing the creative process of all the artists that were on it and just the passion that they had for the music really inspired me to, just research more about, what is this platform of artists being able to find their sound and develop their sound, whether it comes to, branding or their sound design or their understanding of synthesis and creating these sounds, these hardcore sounds. Just it amazed me. And I was just like, how could I be a part of the Red Race? So I just continued to research and, try to network with different people online, and this continually would come up, the Red Race. So I was like, all right, this is something I feel like I would love to do. And I felt that with me putting in the submission, it would kind of just be exciting and something that innately deep down inside of me is who I am as a person, which is an artist, a DJ, an aspiring producer. I feel like to be on the Red Race, it would take you to a whole nother level. To perform at DEF CON 1 would be, beyond words. When I was at Climax, I was just overtaken by how much emotion I felt from hearing artists that I've been listening to for years. I was just like, this is so hard to put into words. But it's definitely something that I feel to be on the Red Race would be a great experience. So, thank you for putting this together. I enjoyed watching the last season, and I'm really hoping that I could be a part of the Red Race. And I was looking through all of the coaches, and Adaro was there, and I was just like, wow, I remember listening to Adaro's tracks and wanting to see Adaro, and he is a judge, and all the other judges listening to their tracks and just saying, wow, they are at this level. This is something that I aspire to be at. How can I do this? And I think the Red Race would be an impactful thing in my life. And the hardstyle, hardcore community is something that is very just special to my heart. Here in the U.S., we have a smaller, harder style hardcore community, but I feel like I am a part of it, and I feel like I do push that sound because it's just a very visceral thing for me, and it means a lot. Um, so thank you for taking the time for listening to this, and it's me, Joy Electric, here with you. All right, Red Race, Q Dance. I hope to see you guys in the Netherlands soon. Peace. So just a little bit about me, Joey Electric is, I have always loved music my whole life, from a child all the way till now. It's just music has always been there for me um, when things just were rough. I always had music to fall back on and just be creative with it. So as an artist, I started out young, and really into being in bands and playing music. So for me, um, I started out doing vocals in some metal bands, playing bass in some death metal bands, and touring with them. And I always liked the uh, the electronic sound of how this music was. So I would go into these shows and say, wow, how can I create something to sound so awesome? And basically, with that, I would go to the shows and link up with different musicians and talk to them about how these sounds are created and what it was to be a musician. And from there, I was able to listen to some black metal, which had so much electronic sound in it, and that really brought me toward like electronic music and just dark sounding stuff. And I remember going to my first rave and just hearing the sound of hardcore and hardstyle, and just the emotion that it made me feel was something that is very hard to put into words, but it's something that I feel um, really kind of transformed me as an artist. Um, you know, I would say that I love to play hardstyle. I love hardcore, and Q Dance and DEF CON 1 have always been something that I've aspired to be a part of. 2 years ago, I went to Climax from the US. Here in Boston, Massachusetts, and I went by myself to the Netherlands to go to Enter the Void by myself, and it was an amazing, amazing experience. Um, I've always wanted to be a part of Q Dance and always to just be a part of the hard style and hardcore scene. So as an artist, I've just done it since 2000. Just trying to create music, make DJ mixes, make podcasts, uh, play out. I was able to get some residencies at some nightclubs, which is fun, play festivals. And with all this stuff, it's just allowed me as an artist to realize that this is what I want to do with my life. I want to make music and make people dance and allow them to feel how I felt when I first heard hardstyle and hardcore, and just the darker sounding things. Um, so yeah, and that's just a little bit about me, Joy Electric, as an artist. Yeah, so just glad that it's a beautiful day out today here in New England. But I think that with you know the upcoming Red Race, I'm really looking forward to getting to meet you guys, and hoping that I'll have this experience, because it would be one of the best things I think to experience in life. With this, it would be that.